the reason that this is permanent is your cornea is a certain part of your body that really doesn't have the ability to regenerate. You know, there's certain parts of your body that can and can't. Your hair can regenerate, your skin can regenerate. Can your nerves regenerate? No, that's because when you're paralyzed, you're paralyzed. You know, so the cornea has, like your nerves, no ability to regenerate. It's good because once we do the procedure, it's permanent. It's bad because if you get a screwed up flap, no ability to heal. That's why I stopped cutting the flaps, okay? So even though there was a low chance of a problem, it wasn't zero. Now that I don't put the flaps, you don't have any problems. But it takes longer to heal, okay? That's the downside. We've done studies that show that this procedure is safer than contacts. You can go blind from contacts. If you go to your eye doctors and you ask your eye doctors, have you ever heard of anybody going blind from contacts? They're all going to say yes. You can get people wear the contacts overnight, they don't clean them, they get a bad infection, they could lose their eye. I've seen people having their eyes taken out because of the contacts. It doesn't happen commonly, okay, but it's not zero. So it's safer than contacts. It's not safer than wearing contacts for 1 year. People don't wear contacts for 1 year, right? It's safer than wearing contacts for 10 years. So if you take the incidence of people getting blind or some people with contacts, and you multiply that by 10, meaning they're wearing it for 10 years, that number is bigger than the risk from laser. So you really shouldn't think of the laser as risky. You should think of the laser as decreasing risk from contacts, because you're wearing contacts, right?
No.
Oh, well, then okay. So it's riskier than glasses, okay? Okay, so what's your major concern?
I'm afraid because I'm very sensitive on my eyes, and the idea of having the lens open to me is very uncomfortable.
Well, then what we should do, so that if you pay attention, we're not really identifying in the beginning of the seminar where they're at, and we're not really identifying what the main concern is, so then the seminar is a little bit generic. I would prefer that Alex actually goes around the room and says, hey, where are you on your stage, what are your main concerns? And then somewhere during the course of the presentation, we make sure we answer each person's thing. It makes sense. So, yeah, essentially what we should do with him, what would you name?
Steve?
What we should do with Steve today is we'll put like a numbing drop in one eye. You could just, what's
I don't like drops. I don't like anything near my eye.
No. You have to put the numbing drop in because then you'll see it's so numb. You could sit there and poke your eye, you wouldn't even feel it.
Yeah, I'm not at that point in the stage yet, but it's very.
You're not at the point of stage of having a drop in your eye?
Of having a numbing drop in my eye, I'm not.
Well, then he's clearly 25 stages.
Yeah, I'm very far away.
What kind of work do you do?
I met you at the seminar, the networking event the other day in marketing.
Oh, for...
I was at Ajax City with
Oh, yeah. Okay. And then, what's your main concern?
One of my main concerns is the healing process and some of the, I've heard about, I guess, spots night issues with
Okay, like night glare. Okay, I have bad night glare. Okay, I did LASIK myself like 13 years ago, and there are two problems. Okay, number one, I did low definition because high definition would come out, and number two, I had a flap. Okay, but when you cut the flap and you lift it up, you laser changes it, underneath up, you put the flap back. You always have a two-piece cornea. In other words, if you look at it on the little microscope that we have in there, you can see the two pieces, okay? So when the light comes through, it refracts and reflects off of the interface of the flap. It's just like if your glasses were the wrong prescription and you needed them reground. If they say, oh, I'll come back in an hour, and you hear, they're just polishing off the surface and changing the shape, right? What if they cut the lens physically in half, took what happened, stuck on the counter, polished this other thing, and then glued it back and gave it back to you? You'd be like, thanks, that's a little better, but that is a night glare. You see what I'm saying? So you can't get rid of the night glare problem if you do LASIK. It's inherent to having a two-piece cornea. The other thing is, I did low definition. Low definition means it's like laser contacts. Like, what's your prescription?
3.25.
Okay, so it would be a 3.25 all over your eye, okay? Now that's an average prescription, and there may not be one spot on your entire eye that's a 3.25. You see what I'm saying? But you see that behind you, that little scan thing? It's just cutting your eye. That's the thing we do for high definition. So we take a little map, okay? It takes 50 prescriptions per eye, 50 different spots to the 100. So it's like 3.26, 3.27, 3.28, 3.62. And then it saves in a flash drive. It simultaneously takes a picture of your iris, and then we take the flash drive and put in the laser. Then the laser is taking that and putting 50 different prescriptions on your eye to the 100. That's what gets rid of the night glare. Because the night glare is because your peripheral cornea needs a higher prescription than your center. It's because your cornea is a little bit more curved on the side than the center. Okay? So that's like nighttime myopia. If you have glasses that are old, you wear them during the day, it's fine. At night, it's like, oh, I can't see. What do? You sit here and you got to shove the glasses towards your head, and everyone's all done. when you put the glasses closer to the plane of the eye, it becomes more powerful optically. So you're actually doing that because as your pupil dilates at night, it's starting to reveal the higher prescription areas, and you need a higher prescription. Glasses and contacts cannot be perfect for day or night because you actually need different prescriptions. The laser can, because each point on the cornea is the perfect prescription. So as the iris is dilating, each point is perfect. So like 10 years ago, I've been doing this thing almost 20 years, okay? So 10 years ago when I was doing this, a good result was like, night glare, and have some halos, it's not that bad, I can drive, it's maybe a little bit worse than glass or contact. That was considered good, because they're not like sitting there like totally bitching you out, okay? About 5 years ago, a good result was like, oh, it's like glasses or contacts and that kind of thing. That's high definition with a flat, okay? Now that I'm doing high definition with a flat, most of my patients, they're saying this, they're like, hey, you know what's really weird? I was always worried about the night glare, but my night vision is now better than it was in glasses or contacts. It makes sense because they have like a much better prescription. Now don't get me wrong, they're not saying their night vision is better than their day vision. Clearly, if their night vision is not any of their day vision, it's easier to see in the day. But they're saying their night vision is better without glasses or contacts after the high definition thing than it was in glasses or contacts. And it makes sense. Okay, so we got rid of that problem. Okay, what's your main question, Mr.?
Regarding the process of removal of the first layer.
Well, you'll just see that. Okay, that's takes like 2 seconds. But what's your concern about that?
The effect of this in the eye. And the effect of this in the eye and the real process.
No. That's the skin of your eye. It's just like you're gonna have the skin, have some pigment, more pigment, whatever. Okay. So the eye's got skin that's no pigment, no melanocytes in it at all, totally transparent. Okay. So we just take that off and it grows back. Now we used to do is we used to put it back on. Okay. That was called like a flap-on LASIK or flap-on heavy LASIK. Okay. So we used to take it off in one sheet and put it back on. Okay, the reason is, I guess we were thinking the healing would be quicker, more comfortable, and we were doing this for like years, okay? And then about 7 years ago or something like that, I had some patients where it didn't come off that great, and I couldn't put it back on. Okay, so one eye I put it back on, and I don't put it back on. And then we see them for like 1 day post-op or 1 week post-op, and they come back. We're all thinking that the one with the flap-on is going to be like more comfortable and seeing better, and the other one not. It's totally opposite. Okay, the one with the thing off, they're like, oh, I see really great about it. Like they would say, chief complaint, right? You come for how you go. Well, one of the eyes is perfect, it doesn't hurt at all, and I see great. The other one gets a little uncomfortable, and I don't see that great. And I'm thinking to myself, well, probably it's the one with the flap-on that's seeing great. No, it's totally backwards. The reason is when you put the epithelium back on, it takes like a month to grow all new epithelium. But when you take it off, it just takes a couple of days because your body knows there's no epithelium. It grows new epithelium right away, and the new epithelium is perfect. The old epithelium that you did this to is not perfect epithelium. So now most top surgeons who are doing the surface thing, they're just going discarding the flap. That's not a PRK. A PRK is you're grinding off the epithelium, and it causes a lot of inflammation, scarring, and pain. Okay, so it's clearly not a PRK. So if you know anybody says this is a PRK, it's not. I did my last PRK in 1999. Okay, so my evolution of refractive surgery is the evolution of refractive surgery in the United States and the world. It's PRK, then LASIK, then Intralase, which is cutting a flap with a laser, and then LASIK, which is the more advanced form of PRK, and now epi-LASIK. So you're going to see the cop. We're going to do LASIK in one eye and epi-LASIK in the other eye. So you'll see both advanced surface ablations. It's like ASA is advanced surface ablation. That's to distinguish what we're doing from PRK. If you go to LASIK center, I know what they all say, because these mystery shop people are like, hey, he's just doing PRKs and calling it something else. That's not true. I was there when this was invented at Harvard in 1995. Two of my preceptors, Juan Carlos Abad and Jonathan Powell, I wrote papers with these guys. So this is an invention at Harvard when I was there. This is not PRK. Okay, so don't worry about the skin thing. You'll see. And then, what's your main question here, Miss Smith? For you, okay? You're along for the ride, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just wanted to know the difference between a LASIK and laser, because I had a laser consultation.
Like which place?
I New York Clinic in Madison.
That's Ken Mondell?
I believe.
I think so, right? Yeah, I think so. Okay, so what do they say or whatever?
Well, I definitely can use the.
Well, yes,
the
okay,
laser surgery.
but then why didn't you do it?
It cost a lot there.
Well, you're not going to save any money. Okay, unfortunately, because this is the only center in New York doing the non-cutting newer thing, we do tend to be a little bit on the higher side.
Mm-hmm.
But we also accept medical insurance. Do you have any medical insurance?
Mm-hmm.
Well, what do you have?
Helper.
We'll have to see if it's, you know what I'm saying. The better health insurance is the pays or whatever, okay? So we'll explain more about cutting non-cutting and stuff like that. this is a safer procedure. The final vision's better. The recovery takes longer. That's the trade-off, okay? And later, you don't have to sit with your eyes closed for a weekend, okay? So if you want a safer procedure with better final vision, this is better. If you just want a quicker thing, this is not for you, okay? So we'll talk about it. And then what about you?
I just don't think my prescription is too high to go through with it. Spend my money.
Oh, you're like, because you're mild. Yeah, okay. So basically, for someone like you, because you have almost no prescription, we would just do one eye. Okay? So I'll show you later, or just make sure you ask one of these guys to show you later what it's like with one eye. Because it's so mild that I can give you 2015. Like, you know, Z's a medical student who I'm doing research with, and he's like you. I did one eye. I got him to 2015 off of one eye. Better than 2020, just off of one eye. The other eye is a little nearsighted. He's never going to need reading glasses because we left the other eye nearsighted. Okay, so I'll show you that after the procedure. And then you're just, what's your main question or concern?
I'm just listening.
Okay, just here to see how. Okay, so why don't you guys come in, and then we're going to do the procedure. It only takes about 5 minutes per eye. If you're a little bit squeamish, you should stay out here, and then I guess maybe one of these people is going to narrate this thing for you. So everybody else should really come in. Just turn off your cell phone, okay? So you guys want to come?
Everyone has to wear, everyone